All right, so we've got another batch of Atlassian Cloud updates hot off the digital press, this time from November 25th to December 2nd.
And well, as always, we're here to break it all down
Exactly.
for you and, help you figure out what actually matters.
Yeah, you know what really jumps out at me this time is all the security stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Atlassian is really serious about making sure your data is safe.
Well, with all the data breaches happening these days, it's more important than ever to be proactive about security, right?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
and it's not just about those big splashy breaches.
Right.
It's also about preventing the little leaks that can happen in everyday workflows.
Yeah, like those accidental data exposures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty here. Okay?
Mhm.
Do you remember that data export rule that we talked about before? The one that prevented people from downloading whole Confluence pages?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, now it's gotten even stricter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How so?
No, it also applies to Confluence page attachments. Yeah. So if your organization has a policy in place blocking exports,
Mm-hmm.
you won't be able to download those files either.
Okay.
Like you can't just grab a quick spreadsheet or image directly from a page anymore.
So, like, if I needed a high-res image for a presentation,
Right, exactly.
I couldn't just download it directly from the page.
You'd have to request access or find another way to get it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a trade-off for sure.
Right.
Like it's great for security,
Yeah,
but it definitely could impact some teams' workflows.
absolutely. Organizations will need to really think about how these changes will affect their day-to-day operations.
For sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of access,
Yeah?
remember that rule that stopped anyone from just stumbling onto your Jira issues?
Oh, yeah, like someone finding them through a Google search or something?
Exactly. Well, guess what?
Huh.
Now Confluence is getting the same treatment.
Oh, wow. So now my Confluence pages are like super secret.
Pretty much the anonymous access rule has been extended to Confluence pages, so only authenticated users can view them.
That makes sense, especially for organizations that are collaborating with external partners or, dealing with sensitive information.
Exactly. It's like having a digital bouncer at the door of your Confluence space,
I like that analogy.
making sure that only the people with the right credentials can get in.
Yeah, keeps the riffraff out.
Okay, so moving on to another security win.
Okay.
I'm pretty impressed with how Confluence is using automation to tackle potential data leaks.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
So Confluence can now automatically respond to alerts from Guard Detect.
Okay.
You know, that tool that scans your pages for sensitive information?
Yeah, like API keys or personal data, right?
Exactly. So let's say Guard Detect spots an API key that was accidentally left on a Confluence page.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of someone having to manually scramble to fix it,
Right.
an automated process could kick in
Mm-hmm.
and instantly restrict access to the page, add a warning comment, even create a Jira ticket for someone to review it.
Wow, that's really proactive.
It's like having a little security guard,
Mm-hmm.
constantly patrolling your Confluence space and taking care of things.
I like it. It's a great way to ensure that potential issues are addressed quickly and efficiently.
Absolutely. And this could be a game changer for organizations that are worried about data leaks and compliance.
For sure. For sure.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit now and talk about something that's been a pain point for a lot of people.
Okay.
Data migration.
Oh.
Moving all that data between instances.
Ugh. Yeah, I've heard horror stories about that.
Oh yeah, it can be a nightmare. And one of the biggest headaches is dealing with duplicate entities.
Mm-hmm. Those pesky duplicates that pop up everywhere.
Exactly. Well, it looks like Atlassian is working on a solution.
Oh, really?
They've launched this new program called Copy Product Data.
Copy product data.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's designed to give you more control over how those conflicting entities are handled before the data is actually copied.
So it's preventing the duplicates from happening in the first place.
Exactly. It's like having a personal assistant who meticulously unpacks your boxes during a move
Uh-huh.
and makes sure everything goes in its rightful place.
I like that analogy.
No more digital clutter.
So how can I get my hands on this magical assistant?
Well, it's still in early access.
Oh, okay.
So if you're planning a migration soon,
Mm-hmm.
this is your chance to get involved and help shape the solution.
Sounds like a good opportunity.
It is. All right, now let's dive into the world of Jira, shall we?
Let's do it.
It seems like Atlassian is on a mission to make Jira the ultimate work management tool for all teams.
All teams, not just software teams.
Exactly. And one clue to that is a subtle but significant change in how they refer to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In CSV exports, you'll notice that Jira software is being replaced with just Jira.
Interesting.
It's a small change, but it reflects a bigger trend.
Like what?
They're consolidating features, streamlining the experience,
Hi.
and moving away from language that suggests it's only for software development teams.
So it's more inclusive?
Exactly. This is particularly relevant for organizations that are using Jira for a variety of tasks.
Like marketing campaigns or HR onboarding?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a signal that Jira is evolving to support any team's workflow.
That makes sense.
Speaking of workflows, let's talk about some improvements to the sandbox experience.
Okay.
You can now copy specific Jira Service Management and Jira Work Management projects to your sandbox.
Interesting.
Yeah, it saves setup time and avoids having to copy over unnecessary data.
So it's like I can pick and choose which parts of a project I want to test out in the sandbox.
Exactly. It's like choosing to download just the specific chapters of an audiobook you need
Okay.
instead of the entire thing.
That's a good analogy.
It saves space and it helps you focus on what's important.
I like it.
All right, another point of efficiency.
Okay.
They've streamlined the project templates in Jira Service Management.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've merged the separate templates for IT and business teams into single, general, and blank options.
So it's simpler now.
Exactly. It's all about simplifying project creation.
Right.
Instead of having to choose between two slightly different templates,
Yeah.
you now have one streamlined option that can be tailored to your needs.
It's like having a universal remote that works for all your devices.
I like that.
Me too.
Okay, and speaking of simplifying things,
Yes.
there's a new feature in Jira that lets you create simple to-do lists
Wait, really?
directly within issue descriptions and comments.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, no need to create separate subtasks for every little item.
So it's like a checklist.
Exactly. Imagine you're managing a product launch in Jira.
Okay.
Instead of creating individual subtasks for updating the website, copy drafting a press release, scheduling social media posts,
Yeah.
you can just add those as checkboxes within the main issue.
That's much cleaner.
It keeps everything organized and avoids unnecessary complexity.
Definitely a win for teams who like to keep their workflows lean and mean.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's where we'll wrap up part 1 of this Atlassian adventure.
Oh.
I know, right time flies when you're having fun with release notes.
That's true.
So we've covered a lot of ground today. Security enhancements, migration improvements, exciting changes to Jira.
We have been busy.
But don't worry, there's plenty more to explore.
Oh, good. I was
Yeah.
getting worried we were running out of things to talk about.
Never. We'll be back in part 2 to delve deeper into Confluence,
Okay.
Compass, and some subtle language shifts that reflect Atlassian's vision for a more inclusive and adaptable work management experience.
Sounds good.
So stay tuned.
I will. Welcome back, everyone. Let's pick up where we left off and dive into some noteworthy Confluence updates.
Okay, Confluence, always a fan favorite.
Always innovating, always improving.
So what have they cooked up this time?
Well, first up, let's talk about smart links.
Smart links. Yeah, those are handy.
They've always been a great way to preview linked content without leaving your page.
But they used to be limited to just Confluence content.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Oh, really?
They've expanded their horizon.
Tell me more.
Well, now they can pull in recent links from other tools as well.
Like what?
Google Drive, Microsoft 365, you name it.
Oh, wow. So it's not just Confluence content anymore.
Exactly. So imagine you're working on a Confluence page and you need to link to that budget spreadsheet.
The one that's buried somewhere in my Google Drive.
Exactly. Instead of having to hunt through emails or chats,
Right.
you can find it right there in your smart link suggestions.
That's amazing. It's a huge time saver.
Especially for teams that are juggling multiple tools.
Yeah, we all are these days.
So no more digital hide and seek just to find the right link.
I love it. Okay, so what else is new?
Well, speaking of organization, Confluence has also tackled the issue of those empty draft pages.
Oh, yeah, those blank pages that clutter up our spaces.
Exactly. We've all been there, right?
Full of good intentions, but no actual content.
Precisely. Well, now Confluence has a couple of solutions for that.
Oh, really?
First, you can instantly discard a draft from the toolbar if you realize it's going nowhere.
Okay, so no more lingering drafts haunting me.
Exactly. And any empty drafts that do linger will be automatically cleaned up after 7 days.
So it's a self-cleaning oven for Confluence.
I like that analogy. It's all about keeping your Confluence space tidy and efficient.
And who doesn't love a tidy workspace? Right.
Well,
What else is there?
well, let's move on to a feature that I know a lot of Confluence users have been eagerly awaiting.
Okay, drum roll, please.
Drag and drop functionality.
Finally, no more cutting and pasting.
Exactly. You can now effortlessly move those top-level elements around your page.
Whether it's an image, a table, or an entire section.
It makes editing so much smoother and faster.
So much better.
Ah!
I used to get so frustrated trying to rearrange things in Confluence.
I know what you mean, but now it's a breeze. Imagine you're finalizing a project proposal.
Okay.
And you realize you need to move that key visual to the top of the page.
Right.
With drag and drop, it's as simple as clicking, dragging, and dropping it into place.
No more fiddling with menus or multiple steps.
Exactly. It's so intuitive.
Okay, I'm sold. Speaking of making things easier, let's talk about creating Jira issues directly from Confluence pages.
Ah, yes. This integration has always been a lifesaver for teams using both Jira and Confluence.
But it just keeps getting better and better.
It does. The new Jira issue creation panel is much more streamlined.
Okay, how so?
Well, you have access to all the Jira issue fields without leaving Confluence.
Okay.
And they've integrated Atlassian Intelligence to help you auto-generate issue details.
Wait, Atlassian Intelligence can do that?
Oh, yeah. Let's say you're reviewing a project update in Confluence, and you come across a potential bug.
Okay.
You highlight the relevant text, and boom,
Whoa.
AI creates a draft Jira issue with the summary description, and even suggested a signee all filled out for you.
That's incredible. It's like magic.
It's a brilliant example of how AI can eliminate manual effort and improve efficiency.
I'm all about that. All right, let's move on to Confluence whiteboards.
Whiteboards, yes, those fantastic collaborative spaces.
Perfect for brainstorming and planning.
And now they have a new version history feature.
Version history, finally.
I know, right? It's a long-awaited addition.
This is going to bring peace of mind to anyone who's ever accidentally deleted or messed up a whiteboard.
Exactly. No more panic. Just go back in the version history and restore the previous version.
So if someone accidentally erases a key part of our diagram during a brainstorming session.
No problem. Just rewind and recover.
I love it. And to make collaboration even smoother.
Yes.
They've also added voting functionality to whiteboards.
Perfect for those team decisions where everyone needs to have a say.
So like digital suggestion box.
Exactly. You can quickly gather input and make decisions democratically.
Okay, shifting gears slightly. Let's talk about Compass.
Compass, the tool that helps you map out your software architecture.
And it's becoming increasingly integrated with Jira.
It is, the latest integration is all about bringing that architectural awareness into your day-to-day work.
Okay, so how does it work?
Well, the key feature is the ability to link Jira issues directly to Compass components.
So if I'm working on a task in Jira, I can see how it relates to our overall software architecture.
Exactly. Imagine you're a developer working on a bug fix.
Okay.
By linking that issue to the relevant component in Compass, you get a clearer understanding of the potential impact your work might have.
So it's all about connecting those individual tasks to the bigger picture.
Precisely. It fosters better communication and collaboration between development teams.
And for teams who love customization, Compass now supports custom component types.
Which means you can tailor it to your specific terminology and workflows.
So everyone's on the same page using the same language.
Exactly. It's about making Compass adaptable to different teams and projects.
Reflecting the diverse ways that software is developed today.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground in this part.
From smarter links to collaborative whiteboards.
And the growing integration between Jira and Compass.
What stands out to you so far?
I'm particularly intrigued by the ways that Atlassian is using AI to enhance efficiency and automate tasks.
I agree. It's a clear sign of where the future of work is headed.
Absolutely. And we'll explore that further in part 3, where we wrap up with some final thoughts and observations.
Sounds good. But for now, let's pause and let our listeners digest all this information. Okay, we're back for the final part of our Atlassian Cloud deep dive.
Ready to wrap things up?
I am, are you?
Definitely, let's do it.
So we talked about Jira evolving into this universal work management tool, right?
Oh, wait, right.
Well, they've taken another step in that direction.
Oh, really? What is it?
Remember the term issue?
Yeah.
Well, they're moving away from that language.
Interesting. Why is that?
Well, Jira's interface is becoming more flexible with its terminology moving away from language that suggests it's only for tracking bugs or, software development tasks.
Makes sense. It's not just for software teams anymore.
Exactly. It makes Jira feel more inclusive and adaptable to any team's workflow.
So what are they calling them now instead of issues?
Well, it depends on the context, but they're using more general terms like tasks or items.
I see. So it's not just about squashing bugs anymore.
Exactly. It's about managing any kind of work.
Speaking of managing work, let's circle back to Compass for a second.
Compass?
Yeah, what about it?
Remember how we talked about linking Jira issues to Compass components?
Yeah.
Well, Compass is actually becoming the central hub for managing components in Jira.
Oh, wow. So it's taking over.
In a way, yeah. This transition to Compass components brings more clarity and consistency to how you manage your software architecture within Jira.
Okay, so instead of having to use separate tools or spreadsheets,
Right.
Compass becomes your one-stop shop for everything related to components.
Exactly. You can define, track, and visualize your components all in one place.
That's pretty cool, and it's all integrated into the Jira interface, right?
Seamlessly, you don't have to jump between different tools.
I like that it makes things so much easier.
Definitely, this integration really shows Atlassian's vision for a more connected and efficient workflow.
Breaking down silos between tools and teams.
Absolutely. It's all about better communication and collaboration. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have security enhancements, migration improvements, the evolving world of Jira and Confluence.
Even Compass and its growing role in the Atlassian ecosystem.
It's been a journey.
It has. So what stood out to you the most?
I think the thing that impressed me the most was how Atlassian is using AI to make things easier for users.
Yeah, me too. It's really exciting to see how they're integrating AI into their products.
Definitely. It's going to be interesting to see what they come up with next.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but we encourage you to explore the Atlassian release blog for all the details.
Yes, and let us know what you think.
What stood out to you? What sparked your curiosity? Head over to the Atlassian community forums and share your thoughts.
We'd love to hear from you.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the Atlassian Cloud.
See you next time.